Hello there, my YouTube friends. So this is part 2 of the cancer update. Like to say, the initial thing is I'm technically no longer classed as terminal, which has turned my world upside down again, because all the goals that I had set for myself have now basically they no longer mean anything. Yeah. I will fight just to survive. I won't be denied. I'm a warrior inside. They no longer mean anything to us, and that's hard. It's hard to deal with at the best of times, but it's even harder to deal with right now because of the situation with 19 going on, and the gyms being shut, which means I can't go to the gym to get rid of all my thingies and make myself feel happy and good and feel exuberant. Yeah, I'm suffering with depression pretty badly. Yeah, even though you probably won't be telling you, but again, you see the pictures often enough that those that don't look like they're suffering can be suffering pretty badly with it, and I'm suffering pretty badly with it at the minute. Yeah, I'm sort of struggling with it, and what makes it, I'm not going to say worse for me, because there's no such thing as worse for anybody than it is for anybody else. It's a case of how well you are able to deal with it. What makes it hard for me is the fact is that the gyms aren't open in order for us to help us get out of my own head for a bit. Because that's what I do. When I go to the gym, I can get out of my own head for a bit, because I have to be in a headspace of training and being in the right headspace for training, otherwise I'll injure myself. And I love that. I love that ability to just switch on me hardcore music, switch off the world around us, and just concentrate on the feeling of the muscles, working hard, pitting myself against myself, and doing what needs to be done. That gives us the break I need, and I ain't getting that. Now I know people would say, train in the house, Mark, train in the house, you can get something. I'm sorry guys, I can't train in a fucking house. I've done it, I've tried it, and it actually makes me feel worse, because I can't. There's one, I don't have a lot of weight. Two, I use the resistance bands and it just doesn't feel the same. Nothing feels the same. And to me, it can actually make us feel worse. So it's a catch-22 situation. It's like a case of, I need to train, but I can't train in a house, because if I train in a house, I don't get the same feeling. I don't get out of my own head thingy, because I'm in my own headspace still. I'm in my own thingy where everything goes on all the time anyway. Yeah, whereas when I go to the gym, I've left my headspace. I've gone somewhere else. I've gone somewhere I can just go, right, take that head off, leave it in the cloakroom, because now I need on my gym head in order to concentrate on what I'm doing. That's almost what it's like for us, It's like Wurzel Gummidge, off that head, on with that head, and yeah, we're going. I can be great. I can concentrate on what I'm doing for a thingy, come to the gym, off with the gym head, back on with my head, and it's had a clear headspace. It's had chance to freaking thingy. When I'm training in a house, there's no change of thingy, because it's the same scenery I'm in all the time. Yeah, I'm not going to even attempt to do the training in here, because this is my little inner sanctum where I come to try and be away, to try and keep myself from going absolutely stir crazy. I come in here and I look at my characters, I watch a bit of thingy, I play a few games and stuff like that. I can alter my characters the way some of them look and that, because they've got full articulation, and it gets us out in my headspace for a little bit again. It gives us something else to concentrate on for a bit. So that's why I just can't train in the house. I can't do it. It's just not a case of can't. It's a case of I won't train in a house, because it makes it worse for us. I end up feeling worse for doing it. Even though the muscles feel better because I've done something with them, my head space feels worse. because I know I haven't done enough. I know it hasn't been able to pinpoint it enough, and it's not the same thing at all. So it's I have to work out all the time whether it's beneficial to do something a little bit and feel like crap, or to not do anything at all and feel like crap. And that's what I'm stuck at. I'm stuck at the thing of like which is the better one. And at the minute I found that it's probably better to not do anything at all and feel like crap. Yeah, even though I've seen me muscles deteriorate in a really bad way. I feel tiny now compared to what I was. Yeah, but I just keep on telling myself, look, as soon as you get back to that gym, and you're thinking, you know, that all this is going to bounce straight back. You know, the muscle's going to bounce straight back because of muscle memory. It's all going to come flooding back, Mark. Don't fucking worry. Don't let yourself get too depressed out of this shit. It will come back. Yeah, so that part of it, I've sort of got to get through. I've got to think. But then when you add on top of it the fact that you're told, well, one, you've lost your PIP payment because you're no longer going to be able to be classed as terminal anymore. So you now lost a payment on that. Come December, which I know is a long way off, but does not take that long to get you. It never does. You know what I mean? Come December, I'll lose another payment. Like one of my Royal Mail payments that I've been getting from a thing called Unum. I don't know what it stands for or anything there, but it's an Unum payment. That one ends come December. I'll get like another sort of almost like a little bulk payment off them, which I don't know what that'll be now, because they give us a ballpoint figure if I was still in the same situation, what I would get. But am I still classified as in the same situation? Because that's one of my figures just fell over by the sounds of it. Because I'm no longer in that thingy of being classified as terminal. So then, is that how much is that going to bring down that last sort of little bulk payment down by? You know, that is a concern. So now it's a case of like, what do I do? Am I now going to have to actually go out and get another job at nearly 50 years of age with all the potential issues I've got? How's that going to work out? Who the hell's going to employ me? Who's going to have the ability to employ me with the idea of that? Yeah, or am I going to have to just not see anything at all about any of the issues and just sort of get a job that way? It's all there. It's all we think. You know that, like I say, the PIP payment has stopped. That's why I've made this video now for, because I no longer have to sort of thingy about that potential pitfall of the sort of somebody grassing us up and going, oh, he's no longer terminal, so he shouldn't be getting paid PIP. I didn't get paid PIP anymore. That's why this video took so long to make, because I've thinking. Plus, I've constantly went through at my head. This is one of the things, guys. A lot of times you won't understand if you don't do YouTube. Not. I can spend a lot of time. Like, I don't sleep very well at all. Okay, I don't sleep well at all. I can be up till anywhere from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning, even beyond, before I'll go to bed. I'll go to bed at that time, not because I'm tired, just because I think to myself, I'm going to bed now. When am I going to go to bed? Am I just going to end up being up 24/7? So I will literally go up to bed, I'll pick up a book, put my little night light on that's over the top of my book so it doesn't disturb my wife, who's normally going to get up in an hour or two after that anyway. And I'll sit and read until I'm literally falling, like literally dozing and struggling to keep my eyes open when I'm reading. Then I'll knock the light off, put the book down, take my glasses off. That's normally starts to wake us up again, because I've started motion again. Because, like I've always said, something in motion can stay in motion and it can wake you up. Yeah. But I'll lie there, and then you'll find that literally all sorts will start going through my mind again. It'll just be a whir of different stuff. And a lot of times, if I know I've got a video to make, whether it be a cancer video or whether it be a video related to a new figure I've bought, I'll actually start trying to do the video in my own head. And believe you me, the video you see here is fuck all like the one I've fucking done in my head for the last 6, 7 or 8 nights fucking running. I'm guaranteeing you it is fuck all. Nothing. It'll be nowhere near as professional as I've done it because I'll have went through it that many times in my head. And I'll end up forgetting half the stuff that I've went through in my head when I've been in bed. That's what happens with this shit. And it's freaking a killer because it annoys the shit out of me. Because when I'm doing it in a bed and it's like, yep, that sounds right, that sounds good, that has a ring to it, that has a thingy to it, that has a thing that people might understand better. And then I'll get the day like I'm doing now and it will just gone. Fucking gone. So that's why and it is a thingy because I'll miss out on the thing. I don't sleep much because of it. So I'm running out of battery power, guys. I'm gonna have to knock this off a minute where I get some bloody juice. And now we'll try take 2 of that one. I've literally just spent nearly 15-20 minutes talking away to you guys about carrying on from what I was originally talking about when my camera decided that it was no longer in charge, which just doesn't make any sense. It means it wasn't charged up last night properly, to find out that I'd actually left my heater running, and my heater makes a bit of noise, and I only realised it afterwards, and I'm like, oh freaking champion, that's great, the heater's still running. I checked it back and that's literally what you could hear continuing in the background is the heater. So we will try again on take 2 of this one. So what I was took 2 seconds again. Oh, it was the dog decided he wanted to freaking lick himself. God. I will get this video done. I will. So like I say, what we're trying to discuss was the thingy of my sleep and how bad it is because of so much stuff going through my head. And like I say, when I'm making videos or when I know this video is due, I can spend a lot of time doing that in my head, going through it over and over and over again. When I haven't got a video due, it's either one, I'll be like video ideas coming to us that I'll think of something I'd like to make, or it's a case of I'll be thinking of nothing in particular. It will be literally like a steam train going past at high speed with ideas that they're there in the windows, but I'm just seeing them go past us, and I can't cotton on to anything. I can't home in on anything and see anything in particular that I can go, I'll take that and I'll start thinking. Plus, at the end of the day, I don't really want to be thinking. I want to be going to sleep. I want to be able to have some sleep, but I can't because there's that many things just passing this going. And it just makes it so unpleasant. Eventually I will drift off, you know, it does happen. What I do have the thing with is that when I do drift off, it literally might be for an hour, 2 hours. I think about the most I've had lately has been 3 hours tops of undisturbed sleep before I've woke up, either turned over or just like lifted my head to look down at me what on the mobile on the floor to see what time it is, and I'll find that 2 or 3 hours has passed, and it's like, oh God, no, I've only had a couple of hours, or I've only had 3 hours, kit man, Jesus. And I'll roll back over, or I'll just lay my heat back down, and eventually I'll drift off again. Now, like you say, that might just take a minute or so. It might take fucking 5 minutes. It might take 10 minutes. It might take half an hour. It's hard to say. I'll drift back off, and then I wake back up, look at the clock, and maybe it's only an hour's passed, half an hour's passed, an hour's passed. And then I'll do the same thing again. I'll lay back down, boom, wake up, look at the clock, again another hour's passed. And I'll do this till something maybe in along the lines of 10, 11, half 11 at the latest, before I can, right, I'll get up now. I could do it all day. I could do it literally and thingy, but you're not, if you're not getting undisturbed sleep, proper undisturbed sleep where you can go into a deep sleep, it's almost pointless. It's, you're just not getting that rest, that you're not getting the mind thingy rest that you need. So it's almost pointless. And it's also a case of that, I think to myself, well, if I didn't get up now, I'm going to struggle to fit in some of the nutritional needs I'll have throughout that day. Because if I get up at, like, say, half 11 and I've had my first protein drink at half 11, it'll be maybe 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon before I'll even remotely feel peckish. So I'll be going till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I'll go from there, and it'll be 6-7 o'clock at night before I'm thinking, and at half time I'm not even peckish, I'm not even hungry, I'm not even thinking. It's just, if I didn't get enough food in now, I'm going to struggle. I might get something else in it, maybe 10-11 o'clock at night. And very rare occasions I'll have something at maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, because really I don't like to eat after midnight. I'm a gremlin. Just to make it, because once you've gone in after midnight, to me, well, tell you it is, it's the next day, and that's when I sort of restart calculating mentally what I need to be getting in order to get the calories I need. Now, I've already said to you that I've lost so much muscle mass, or I feel like I've lost so much muscle mass. I probably have lost so much muscle mass. But it feels and looks worse to me than possibly what it actually is. I feel so tiny and puny compared to what I'm used to feeling like. I'm used to feeling quite strong and quite dingy. I'm also getting a hell of a lot of aches and pains in my joints now. Really getting a heck of a lot of them, and that's because I'm not using them. I'm not using those joints. You've got to think about it. If I'm sitting around a lot, the only exercise I get is when I take Bruno out for his walks. They start to become quite achy after a short period of time, because I'm not using the muscles the way I'm used to use them. I used to feel pretty damn good, I would still have little joint aches and what have you, but that was joint aches through working the muscles hard, working the joints hard. Now it's joint pains through lack of using them properly, lack of having them stimulated. That's what I'm getting now. Me lower back on a regular basis now is so uncomfortable, it's crazy. But again, I've got no thing here. I can't. I just won't train in the house. I just don't feel comfortable doing it. So that makes it sort of really, really difficult. And it perpetuates the depressive state. Thankfully, it'll hopefully not be too much longer before the gyms open up again. I know that he's sort of laying out his plans now to get things open back up again. But hell, how long those plans will last for before it'll be changed again, and it'll be another, you'll be locking me down again and shit out, because they're just, I'm not going to get into the politics side of it, because it's just not worth it. I've got my own thoughts and ideas on all this fucking bollocks and the way it's went on, so that's something we're not going to get into, because that can cause far too many arguments and far too many thingies, and I'm not here to do that. I'm here to discuss health, cancer-related issues and stuff like that, you know, to let you know that for people dealing with cancer during this pandemic period, it is tough.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,
Okay.